and I came to this class to learn how to create video games and app design. My video game project is about two cats battling each other. Sorry. And it was inspired by a game that's popular called Super Smash Bros. And I just called it Super Cat Bros because it kind of works well. Well, an important bit of it was Scratch, where I had to learn new things, where like I had to learn to broadcast messages, variables, and stuff like that. A variable is basically it could either be a score or a health bar. It could be anything something can add on to. It could be something that changes. The hardest part about programming my independent game was most likely the fact that I had to learn new things and use them differently. Because when I started this program, I knew next to nothing about Scratch, and I had to just learn everything again, and then I had to just put it into work. Big help was the wiki scratch cards and the tutorials we had to do before we started actually on our own, making our own Scratch game.
Okay, good.
Okay, so basically what's happening is I made it so that there's a gravity effect that's pulling the cats down, and that code is, where is it? It's right here. So when it's clicked, it will always, if touching the black boxes, change the Y by, oh no wait, that's the jumping, I'm sorry. This is it. Forever, it's changing the Y-axis, like on a graph in math. And I made it so that if you're on the edge, which you'll see here, it bounces back. So it's just, that's pretty simple. I already showed you the jumping. It's whenever you're touching that, it will just make it jump easier. I made it so that you're pointing in the correct direction when you're moving those characters. And this is only for the red one. The blue one is a lot of code again. And I made it so that once you touch the yellow, which I like to call acid, it broadcasts a message, which is like telling a secret message, and then it goes to that sprite, which means the broadcasting the message is changing the blue's score. So when I receive score blue, which is what we just broadcasted, it changes his points by 1. Well, the easiest way I think of it is a secret message that is only told if you want another person or sprite, which is called in Scratch, to pick it up. So basically, it's just asking, it's just a way of telling something that's not there what is there. I would recommend this summer enrichment class to another student because it makes you think outside the box. It makes you like, I started with no knowledge of this, and then I made gravity, and then I made jumping, and it's really interesting to see what you can make, and it's a lot cooler if you can make whatever. As they say when cooking, I believe that whatever you make tastes better than others. It's just kind of like that. It makes you think and stuff.
My name is Maddie. I'm 9 years old, and I made a project. I called it the dog and the zebra because it had a dog and a zebra in it, and the dog will ask the zebra, and I think the dog will ask the zebra after he chooses a number why, but before he says why, he's going to say that is even or that is odd, and the dog will respond, and after the zebra says why he likes it. And that's how it goes. My favorite part about working with Scratch is you could program things to do stuff you couldn't do in real life. You have to think hard because sometimes the code can be tricky, and when you think it's going to do one thing, it'll do the exact opposite. The hardest part is, at first, I could make it say it's as even or odd if I pushed a certain key, but I wanted to figure out how to make it say it without me pushing a key. You might need a little help, and you have to know what you're doing. It doesn't really matter. You can go creative. It's just if you want to do something exact, you have to know what you're doing. Technology will help me because it'll be easier for me to take care of pets with technology, and maybe I'll find some cures that'll last forever.
Hello, I am Jared. I am going into 9th grade, and I go to Shepaug Valley High School now. And I came here to design an app, which I have done over here. MIT App Inventor I find to be a really easy and fun way to program any app. It can be a game, it can be a GPS. It's easy, I find. Some of it is going to be a bit tricky when you get into having to make your own blocks, but other than that, it's simple. I would have to say some of the hard parts would be when you'd have to try and find one of these blocks and it wasn't there because you had to create it as a procedure or a variable. I created 2 painter apps, a Magic 8-Ball app, a mini golf app, a whack-a-mole app, a pizza party app, a Pong app, a quiz app. I'd have to say the hardest app would have to be mini golf because that one had so much coding. I honestly thought I wasn't going to be able to fit it all into the workspace. Okay. So first what we had to do was we had to design what would show up on the screen. So I first made the score label, which would display the score. These 2 buttons, one to start the game and one to reset it. The background and the ball. Next we open up the blocks editor, which is here. And we start coding. Let's see here. This part of the code. What this code does is when I click the reset button, it moves the ball back to about the center of the screen. So about here. About here. And then it sets the score to 0. When I don't understand something, I'll usually either sit back for a second and look through the instructions again, and if that doesn't work, I'll ask the teacher for some help. If you get really stuck, just stop working on it. Don't stop working on it 100%, but just get your mental mindset off of it for some time. Go have fun. Take a walk, ride a bike, play video games, do something like that, and then come back with the mindset of, oh, I've had a great time. Maybe I'll be able to do it this time. Shepaug Valley enrichment programs are great for people because most jobs nowadays center around technology and programming. So with these camps, you're able to learn about all that stuff ahead of time and be able to, like when you get to college, have already some knowledge about it so you can get those degrees needed to get jobs like that.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm in summer enrichment classes in Shepaug Valley Middle School, and it's even more fun than during the year because we get to program and there's no grades. The teacher helps us find balance by letting us take walks between doing programming, and we stretch too. So we don't just sit on the computer all day and get we don't want to sit on the computer. Well, I'm most proud of which one?
I don't know. What was your favorite part?
I'm most proud of my Scratch project that I've been working on called Jump Cat, where you have to it's a two-player cat game where you have to battle 2 cats. The hardest part of programming the game is probably the bugs I had to fix because I had some real trouble because I didn't know what the problem was in the programming. Well, in Minecraft, I learned how to use MC Edit, which is a program for Minecraft that's not Minecraft, but it lets you modify your worlds so you can do stuff in Minecraft that would either take way too much time to do in actual Minecraft that you wouldn't want to spend time doing, or do stuff you cannot do in Minecraft. So you can select filters, and you can, so some ones I used is I flip structure, which means you can flip. So like if I find a village in Minecraft, I can select it, and then I can flip the whole village upside down, which is kind of for a joke. If people can also play the worlds that I built, like so if I'm going in MC Edit and I play, I make a map for other people to play, I can post it on a website and then people can download it and then play it. So like a spectator, what it does is like sometimes a spectator can just add like a twist to the game. So like instead of just having like a normal game, the spectator can like give the players stuff and like make the game more fun. Well, I would recommend this class because you would learn a lot about programming, and you would learn about Scratch. And if you've never programmed before, you really want to start with Scratch, and then you could learn a lot.
Hello, my name is Brendan, and I'm from Shepaug, and this class is about programming, making games and apps, and sometimes playing games. So Game Salad is a program to make games, 2D games, and it's really, really hard at first, but once you practice every aspect of it, you get better at it, and you can create better games and so forth. So there are scenes and actors, and as you can see, some of the actors are cats, right here, and a spaceship. So when the cat hits the spaceship, it'll blow up, and it has like a rainbow explosion. No cats were harmed in the making of this video game. And the spaceships blow up, not the cat.
All right, so once you make an actor, how do you?
So you go to the actors tab, and then you find the actors, and here are all the actors. So you double click on it, and this little tab should come up at the bottom, and this is where you write all the code for it. So here it's saying to move around randomly, and there's a speed right here. Rotate in a direction, and it's counterclockwise. So when it hits the spaceship blows up, and that's how it all happens down here. So a particle event is when another object hits a different object and it like blows up, and the particles are what's inside the explosion, and then you can tell like the spawn rate of the particles, the velocity and position, the size, the color, the rotation, and the image. So that can affect what the whole game looks like if you change that. I would recommend this class to people who would start programming because there's not very many kids in it, and it's easy to get like a one-on-one instruction. And also, if you go for the 2-week class, it's easier because you can go into harder stuff in the second week, and in the first week you can stay in the easier stuff. I used 3 programs in this class. One I didn't really use too much of. I used Game Salad, which is this right here, and then I used another one called MIT App Inventor. That was fun. And Scratch. I didn't do too much in Scratch because I've been using that a lot before. I recommend this to any students because it's really good to have some knowledge of programming because it can help you in later years in school and stuff like that. And it makes you think, and that makes you smarter. So.